Holloman Air Force Base is infamous for the most debated UFO landing footage that was in the possession of the United States Air Force as claimed by Robert Emenegger and Alan Sandler. The director of Moment of Contact, James Fox, has recently discussed the Holloman AFB UFO alien controversy on a podcast, adding valuable information to the legendary case. Interestingly, there are other credible people in the UFO community who have given credence to the authenticity of this case. There is more to the Holloman AFB UFO story. Joe Murgia, an avid UFO researcher, revealed that Dr. Eric Davis met with George Bush Sr. to talk about Holloman AFB incident. The UFO phenomenon has long been a subject of fascination and controversy, with countless reports of sightings and encounters over the years. However, the truth behind these mysterious incidents has remained elusive, with government agencies often accused of covering up information and discrediting witnesses. According to Murgia, on March 26, 2004, he met Hal Puthoff, an American physicist who has co-authored several books on gravitational and paranormal research, at the Fiesta Rancho Casino Hotel, Las Vegas, after taking an early flight to the airport. Upon meeting, Hal wasted no time and shared with him the story of Dr. Eric Davis. It turns out that Dr. Davis was the one who conducted the interview with Wilson at the EG&G parking lot. Dr. Davis had reached out to the Admiral about his project to revive a local chapter of AFIO, Association of Former Intelligence Officers, in Las Vegas, but the conversation eventually shifted to the topic of ufology. Murgia stated that former President George Bush Sr. had taken an interest in Dr. Davis' discussion and spoke to him twice on the phone, expressing his belief that the German secrets had been filed away and not used as a cover for anything else. However, he did show interest in pursuing the topic and requested Dr. Davis' recent physics papers. During the second phone call, Bush revealed that he was aware of the Holloman film, which Hal, Dr. Davis, and Murgia were fixated on. The former president was aware of it. Was it a training film? A special ops exercise? No, he replied. It was the real thing. There was a secret project, and the security was obscene, writes Joe Murgia. Moreover, the Holloman AFB UFO landing incident was also discussed by Dr. Acques Vallee in his book Forbidden Science Volume 2. Emenegger tells me that Colonel Bill Coleman, who represented the Air Force in the film, had been retired for 3 weeks when he got the job. For 9 years, he'd served as the Air Force's spokesman and had been intimately linked to the UFO question. More games. One of his men, a Captain Horner, confiscated the Holloman movie just before Sandler could get his hands on it. The Holloman sequence is based on a bluff by Emenegger. He couldn't find anyone on the base who recalled such an event. There was only a rumor that in 1971 a helicopter had filmed 3 objects, one of which landed. 3 occupants had supposedly come out. They had Assyrian noses, a rope twisted on their head for a hat, blue-green skin, eyes like ping-pong balls with a hole in the middle. One of them had a wire in one ear and carried a vertical staff with a spiral antenna. The aliens were taken to Building 830, then to Building 930 on Mars Avenue. They remained there 2 or 3 years, allegedly helping the United States decode space messages from another alien civilization. A biologist named Alfred Lorenzo is supposed to have worked with them. None of this makes any sense. When Alan was here, I asked him if he still had his clearance. He said yes, theoretically he did. But he didn't think it was active, yet Kit has found Alan's clearances active. Do you know there are 800 reports of foreign UFOs in the Circol files? He asked. Why didn't Hynek ever look into that? He warned me that a new experimental device was being tested. It is known lovingly as a flying bathtub. It is a flying triangle with a rounded front, but it could look strikingly like a saucer when seen from the side, and will surely be mistaken for one. On Julian Dory podcast, Mr. Fox recounted a phone call from Alan Sandler, who claimed to have seen 3 unidentified flying objects, UFOs, escorted by a military jet. Sandler said that 2 of the UFOs peeled away while one wobbled to the ground, and he witnessed the beings with unique features emerge from the grounded UFO before the footage abruptly cut off. Paul Shartle, an official at Norton Air Force Base, allegedly confirmed that the object was not of Earth origin. Mr. Fox did not make any claims about the veracity of the story, only reporting what he had been told. During a recent Reddit AMA, journalist Christopher Sharp expressed interest in finding more information about the number of alien species visiting Earth. He mentioned that he had heard from multiple sources that the visitation at Holloman Air Force Base was real, but was unsure if the beings were extraterrestrial, interdimensional, or ultra-terrestrial. Sharp shared a link to the interview with Grant Cameron for further information. In 1974, Robert Emenegger released his documentary UFOs Past, Present, and Future, which was nominated for a Golden Globe. While he had originally been granted permission to use real footage, the Department of Defense later withdrew that permission. Emenegger was forced to add animated footage of the alleged Holloman UFO landing. He claimed that some frames from the original footage were used in the reconstruction during editing, which was authorized by the USAF. Viewers spotted a genuine bright disk coming down slowly in the distance against the backdrop of Holloman's surrounding landscape. The documentary was re-released in 1979, with additional footage and narration by Dr. Vallee, who discussed ancient astronaut theory